to another video. I am doing 24 hours of Harry Potter reading. It's my first ever time reading the books. I'm so excited. I love the films. If you're new here, hello, my name is Macy Jane. I'm so happy you're here. Grab a cup of tea, get cozy because this might be a long one. Good morning. So much dust. Look at how gorgeous these copies are. These illustrations on these copies are so beautiful. So I'm going to try and take great care of them because they're not mine. I started reading Philosopher's Stone this morning, so I'm going to insert these clips here. Good morning, it is 9 o'clock and I am going to start reading the Harry Potter series in bed, all cozy, the heating's on. I honestly feel like as soon as I started reading for fun as a child, this was on my TBR. We are obviously starting off with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, I'm going into this kind of semi-blind. I don't know what people's favourites are with the books. I don't know what the big differences are. So we'll just see how it goes. And I'm going to actually set a timer today because I really do want to do like a solid day of reading. I've got the time on my phone. Okay, let's go. I am a Harry Potter fan, but I only watched the movies when I was like in my teens. I remember I went to randomly watch The Half-Blood Prince at the cinema with my dad and had no idea what was going on, but I loved it. I've definitely grown to adore the movies, so I have very, very high hopes for the books. And it's one of those things, like, it's just a rite of passage, right? Anyone who's been following what I've been reading, I was reading A Little Life and I just felt like it probably wasn't the festive vibes I needed. I haven't really been feeling very festive this year, so hopefully this is going to help me out. I feel like the nostalgia just feels very festive to me and to a lot of people. I also realised that I have a shortage of bookmarks, so I've been using random things for bookmarks, and today it is my Sheen Pao Pokemon card. I hope that's how you say it. I've also seen people use like little photo booth reels, which I think is so cute. Or you could use like a bit of ribbon. Guys, the possibilities are endless. I want to be really cozy and warm today, so I've put on some layers. I'm now just going to do a little bit of getting ready. I could be listening to the audiobook actually. Wait, that's a good idea. It might be on YouTube.
We better get this over with. Dumbledore took Harry in his arms. Don't you dare let him burn. I want everything perfect on Daddy's birthday.
Okay, I've done some makeup, back to reading. Hello, you're all caught up now. I'm just gonna have one of these. These are my favourite, one of my favourite Christmas like cakes that you can get from the shops. They're so good. I know I won't get through all of these, obviously. I would like to say also, I'm a very slow reader. I'm one of those people that reads aloud the words in my head, so it's basically the speed of like an audiobook, which means it takes me a while to get through books. I can't read fast. I've never been able to do it. Tried all the tricks and it just ends up stressing me out. So we are reading slow today and I'm not putting pressure on myself to go quick for the purposes of filming this. I've been reading for about 40 minutes, I think. I'm on page 60. It goes into so much more detail, obviously, than the films, and I'm really loving it. Also some rare winter sunshine, so I'm just here trying to get some vitamin D. I didn't realise how much people hated Hufflepuff. I bet I'm in Hufflepuff, said Harry gloomily. Like, come on, Harry. Stop believing this Hufflepuff propaganda. I was trying to find out how to curse Dudley. Harry. God, he's a savage. Hagrid wouldn't let Harry buy a solid gold cauldron either. Harry. Solid gold? Really? Sorry, I'm being such a Harry hater. Sorry. Hello, I'm still trying to make the most of the sun because I think it's probably gonna disappear in like half an hour. I'm just now nearing the 2-hour mark, so we're about halfway and I'm really liking it. Also, I don't think I really spoke about this, but I've realised that I want to read lots more books in 2026. I was thinking about what I liked to do as a child, and I think it's sometimes really useful because as a child you don't have any fears about like money and what people will think of you, and you just think of a career like firefighter or I don't know, an astronaut. And when I was really little, I wanted to be an author. It's so strange because I don't think I'm like good at writing or anything, but I loved books. And I would do little like creative stories and stuff, and it's really like solidified in me that I've always had a love for books. But I've been slowly distanced from reading like throughout my life, which I thought was really sad, and I want to start reading again. And so what better place to properly get into my reading era than with like an iconic series like this. So yeah, if you're feeling maybe a little bit lost or unsure of what you're passionate about anymore, think about what you wanted to be when you grew up as a child and what your like dream was as a child. And that's not me saying like I'm gonna be an author ever. I don't know if I've got that in me, but like I loved books. I've got the snitch, he shouted, waving above his head, and the game ended in complete confusion. Hello, I'm still in the little reading nook. I wish I had like a little beanbag or something in this corner. I think that'd be so sweet. Like I'd rather be here where there is a little bit of sunlight than in the living room, which is the other side of the house. It doesn't really get much light. I'm on page 150, so we are getting through it, which I'm so happy about. I've been reading for about 2 hours 40, so I've just got some leftover sagaloo, I think, and then I've got some poppadoms. Just such a treat. I've got the next book in preparation. Just so obsessed with the illustrations on the front. I think they're so gorgeous, and the back, look at that. I did want like a really solid day of reading, but I have had an invite to the pub, so now I'm just a bit like,
and then flimsy paper hats inside. Harry Potter up at the high table. Dumbledore had sort.
It is currently 5:30. I honestly, it's gonna do that annoying focus thing. I'm really sorry. I just finished Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I absolutely loved it. It was very heartwarming, fun, adventure filled, and just really it was so nice just to be immersed in the Harry Potter universe in a much more detailed way, because I love the films, but to have kind of that different perspective is really special. Okay, so next up is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I finished this book in 4 hours 38 minutes. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess I shouldn't really like care, and I'm not gonna care. A lot of the content that I consume online is like a lot of reading people, and I feel like people read quite fast, and so I do kind of feel like a little bit self-conscious. But then I googled, I was like, what's the average reading time for this book? And it said 4 to 8 hours. So I don't think that's too bad. And I think the more I get into the flow of reading, I will slowly become better at it. Okay, I'm literally only gonna read this for like 20 minutes and then I'm gonna go out. Chapter 1, The Worst Birthday. We are at 8.5 hours. I've just been doing some tidying up of the house and I've been listening to the audiobook from Stoic Johnson on YouTube. I'm liking Chamber of Secrets. I just always forget there's like so many different things that happen in each movie that are like iconic, and just reading the book it goes into so much more detail about each of those things, and it just really feels like it's full of life and adventure. Like every single page there's something new going on. I went out with some friends last night and so I was feeling a little bit fragile, and I've just kind of been reading in bed and then tidying the house and obviously listening to the audiobook. But yeah, that's why I haven't been super chatty on here. But I reckon I would have done 24 hours of reading in like another 2 days time. I would love to do like the 2 days of 12 hours that I see a lot of people on YouTube do. I think that would be super fun. It's just trying to like organise it. Oh, they look so cute. Last night I finished the Chamber of Secrets. I can very much say that it gave me lots of joy and felt very fun to read, and I'm really excited to get into the kind of darker themes of the later books. But we started The Prisoner of Azkaban this morning. I'm currently on chapter 4, The Leaky Cauldron, page number 43. These are the illustrations. And we're just gonna pop out and do some Christmas shopping. I'll bring this just in case I get a chance to read. We are roughly at 14 hours. I had some issues with my clock, like I was clicking it on and it wasn't actually going on, or it was like running over time when I pressed stop. I haven't updated my phone yet to the new updates, so it might be that it's just like deliberately playing up. Back home now. I've just made myself a cup of tea. I managed to get a bit of reading done. We're at 14.5 hours. They're currently attending Hagrid's first magical creatures class. I thought, seeing as this was a bookish video, we would do a little book haul. We went to the Book Hive in Norwich, which is the sweetest little bookshop. I picked up Big Kiss Bye Bye by Claire Louise Bennett, and I've seen some people reading this and I've heard some good things, and just reading the blurb I was like, that sounds good. And then the next book I picked up was Babel. I read Yellowface from R.F. Kuang and I really loved her writing style. It's another gorgeous cover. This one has been on my reading list for a while now. I really want to read Catabasis from her, but I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback. And just, I don't know, I'm not a hardback girl. I find they're too expensive a lot of the time. They take up more room than they need to, and you can't like carry them around as easy, and I do like to like travel with my books, take them out and about with me, so I'll be waiting for that one. Yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Again, I've heard really great things. Okay, these are actually Christmas gifts, so I've now got to say goodbye to them so they can get wrapped. I'm now gonna have my cup of tea and read some more of The Prisoner of Azkaban. I feel like Percy is a bigger character in the books than in the films. He seems to be coming up quite a lot, and they're talking about like his romantic involvement with like one of the, I think it was one of the Ravenclaw prefects, I can't remember her name, but I was like, ooh, I wonder if that will develop in the books, because I don't think that's in the movies. Editing me, check. Hello, we're back in the cozy reading corner. It is day 4 of my 24-hour Harry Potter reading. I guess you call it a readathon, my hyperfixation at the moment. And we are coming to the final pages of The Prisoner of Azkaban, and I don't have long left. I've got 21 hours 14 minutes on the clock, and so yeah, it'll all be over very soon, and I'm so excited to finish this and talk about my thoughts in just a minute. I just finished Prisoner of Azkaban. It's really interesting, some of the bits that were added in the film and how they were done so well. Like when they were going back in time to try and save Buckbeak, in the movie they threw the little stone so that they could get their own attention that the Minister of Magic was coming, and they didn't do that in the book, but I thought that worked really, really well in the film. And another thing that was in the movie was Harry looking at the map and seeing Peter Pettigrew walk past him. That wasn't in the book either, I don't think. And so things like that were done really well in the movie. And this makes me really excited to see kind of what they do with the series that's coming out, which will be really, really interesting. I feel like Hermione punching Draco was completely like, I don't know, I don't feel like they made as big of a deal out of it as they did in the movies. It was kind of just swept over really quickly, and I was like, that was such an out of character thing for Hermione to do, and the fact that they didn't really even talk about it that much in the book surprised me. I was like, oh, okay, we're just moving on from that. Quidditch feels a lot bigger in the books to me than it did in the films. Like, you get to see into Harry's nightmares of like the Quidditch matches going wrong, and like how nervous he gets and how deeply he feels about winning the Quidditch matches. And like when he's nervous before a game, as soon as he flies up into the air, like he's fine. So yeah, that was nice to read a bit more about Harry and his passion for Quidditch. We're at 21 hours, 20 minutes. That means I do get to start the Goblet of Fire. Now, this was my favourite movie. This is what we've read so far. Very satisfying. Nearly on hour, you can't see that, but we're nearly on hour 22. I've just made some porridge for breakfast. I'm already feeling like this is going to be my favourite of the ones I've read so far. Just the beginning, it feels slightly more mature. Not that like the other ones didn't have like that scary element, but I definitely felt myself feeling like more scared in this first chapter. So you're kind of seeing Wormtail and the Dark Lord hiding out in the Riddle's old house. And then you've obviously got Frank on the stairs like listening in, and then he gets caught, and it just felt very, like I did feel quite scared reading it. Guys, I fell asleep. And now it's 2 o'clock. I have got 45 minutes left of my 24 hours. We have just reached chapter 5. No. Just reached chapter 9, which is The Dark Mark. We are at Quidditch at the moment, so a lot of shit's about to go down.
Lanterns. When they finally reached the tent, nobody felt like sleeping at all, and given the level of noise around them, Mr. Weasley agreed that they could all have one last cup of cocoa together before turning in.
It is 3 o'clock and I've just hit the 24-hour mark. So we got to chapter 11 aboard the Hogwarts Express, page 140. I'm definitely gonna continue reading this over Christmas. There is already quite a lot that's differing from the movie. The Weasleys came in through the Dursleys' chimney, but their chimney was closed. I thought that was such a funny scene and I really would have loved to have seen that in the movie. And then another difference was at the Quidditch match where we were introduced to Mr. Crouch's house elf, and we got to see a bit more about how poorly they are treated, not just by people like Lucius, but by Mr. Crouch. I feel like it definitely makes the reader like root for them more and really want to see like the freedom of house elves. Obviously I haven't finished this top one, but these are the books that I have been reading in the last 4 days. So I was quite good and managed to do like a book a day, and then today we have made a good start on the Goblet of Fire. I want to read so much more in 2026 and just really, like I said, yeah, delve into the classics, have a better understanding of like classic literature, and then also all of the like series and iconic books that people love. So we've got the Harry Potter series, and then we've got the Twilight series. I want to finish A Court of Thorns and Roses and all of the other like Sarah J Maas books. Lord of the Rings is another one that I'm intrigued about starting. There's just so much. There's so much to read. I'm so excited, and apologies if you came here for like some literary thoughts. I'm just a girl reading Harry Potter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.